On Wednesday night show, Mario and myself, we did a little play role. We decided who we would take if we started our own agency and how who we would take to build our financial future for not only ourselves, our kids. Hell, I think we even went our kids. Listen in as Mario and I discuss who would we take and who we would build our agency around.
I was sitting there thinking to myself earlier today, in spite of the whole conversation. Say we got an opportunity. Now, I will admit that I've had a little bit more. I didn't put a lot of thought into it now. I took a shower at 7:30, mind frame. So I might have had 15 minutes more to think about this than you did, and I sprung this on nobody. Mario did not know that I'm coming up with this today. But I've not really put more thought into it. Say you are... I'm not gonna necessarily say an agent. Say you have an agency, and you have an opportunity, and it's where I've not put a lot of thought in because I don't know who my second person would be necessarily, or who's the third person, and you'll know what I'm saying here in a minute. Say you have an agency, and you are basing your agency future, the success of it, how you, your children, your children's children, your children's children, on down, get to live wealthy the rest of their life or not wealthy the rest of their life. You get to start off with 3 players. You get to start off with 2 great players who you feel would best build your business or best build your agency. And you're also got to bet on 1 player that is now current, a future player. Someone that is maybe no more than 2-3 years into whatever league that you are, whatever league they're in. So, your Josh Allen's or your, and just drew a blank. I can see his face, Mahomes. Lamar Jackson's or, anybody, baseball, hockey, whatever the case may be. Who would your 3 people be that you would build what they – 2 of them you get the opportunity to already know their success, what they meant to their sport. And I'll go first. I'll throw out my first one. If I was an agency and I'm building my entire legacy, basing my future, my number 1 go-to would be Tiger Woods. What he did for golf, what he did to put Nike on golf, I would say the seats he filled, but there's not necessarily seats, but the standing people that were at golfing tournaments all the time when he was in his prime was phenomenal. Something we had never seen before. We will never see again. We don't even see now. We'll see a bump in popularity when he's trying to give it another run at it. I think he's done. I think he's trying to hold on to something and wants to go out on top. I think if he makes one good solid run at it and wins some tournaments and gets made ranked good, he would call it quits. And I think that's the only thing he's hanging on to is he doesn't want to go out the way he's having to go out. I think it's done. But if I had my first pick on out of these 3 people to build my agency, what they meant to the sport, what they did to the popularity of the sport, the sponsors, the television coverage, even the barriers. Let's talk the fact that there was hardly any black golfers ever. Tiger Woods entered the scene, and there's black golfers and Hispanic golfers and Chinese golfers, you name it. There's everything. Tiger Woods would be my number 1 person that I would build my agency around. Who would you be your first pick?
No, Tiger. I'm not. That's one great player, one great golfer you name as far as number 1, and there's no doubt that Tiger Woods is definitely on my top 3. But there's no way that I'm not taking Michael Jordan. Even though yes, I am a Michael Jordan fan. Yes, I did watch him, win all his championships. But the overall value that he brings, that he done brought to NBA, shoes, basketball, from the Coke commercials, from the McDonald's commercials, to the Gatorade commercials, to his own shoe commercials. You understand what I'm saying? I'm taking Michael Jordan, but I can honestly say that Tiger Woods will be number 2. So,
like Mike,
but first
I want to be like Mike. I want to be like Mike.
Exactly. I remember watching little DVDs of VHS tapes.
I would probably, honestly, Jordan would probably be number 2 on my list. But
Okay.
out of sportsmanship of this, I don't want us to have repetitive players or repetitive athletes.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go to different angles. Jordan probably would be number 2. And honestly, LeBron should probably be number 3, but I'm going to go outside the box for this just because. I'm going to go with, and I despise this athlete with every fiber in my body. To this day, I even dislike his son still because of this athlete.
Okay.
Dale Sr. What he has done for NASCAR. 7 championships, 22 years after his death, and we still compare everybody to Dale Sr. and what he has done for that sport, the merchandise, the rules, everything. I would be willing to put and that is the oddest two to build a franchise agency around. Tiger Woods, the black golfer, and Dale Jr. or Dale Sr., the most country white driver there is, to be my two that's going to be together. But yeah, I would build. You're talking an icon. You're talking probably the biggest driver to ever race in NASCAR. I would take him just out of the box. Now I know that Jordan would probably be if I was just doing it without just trying to be repetitive, and LeBron should probably be my number 2. But I want to go outside the box for a minute, and I want to take a gamble that what he has meant to that sport and what he still means to that sport today, and the conversations that people still have about that man today. I'm gonna go with Dale Sr.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. I kind of thought about you this weekend when I actually watched a little bit of Coca-Cola 600. You know what I mean? Just trying to bring adversity to our topics. You understand what I'm saying? But as far as NASCAR, I do have, as far as being a black man, I do have times where I have watched NASCAR. You understand what I'm saying? I wouldn't say I sat there and watched the whole race. I sat there and I done watched plenty of half the races. You understand what I'm saying? But as far as my NASCAR driver, I used to like Jeff Gordon. When he was out there, that was my driver. Now, if racing was on, I would be locked in to Jeff Gordon. And the only reason why I'm saying Jeff Gordon is just to step out the box. Of course, I would have picked Tom Brady, maybe. As far as I wouldn't pick him as my second pick. I would pick him as my third behind Tiger Woods. But just to step out the box, since he did racing, I wanted to do racing too. But I will honestly say I always been a Jeff Gordon fan during that time.
Now, so in all actuality, we would have done the same. We would have done Jordan and Tiger Woods. So I think we would be sitting real well. And even with a Jeff Gordon and a Dale Sr., we're sitting really good still anyway.
Yeah.
And true story. And one, I was a Gordon fan when he used to drive the number 1 car in the Busch Grand National days back before it became the Nationwide Series, Xfinity Series. I was one of those. I got tired of seeing the same person win. To me, NASCAR is a little bit different than any other sport. I could watch, or I wish I could watch, the Browns win every weekend because there's still, 14 or 13 other games or whatever many other games are going on. In NASCAR, you only got one race. I don't want to watch the same person win every weekend because I only got one race to watch. And so I became a Gordon fan before he came in the Cup Series. Then I got tired of watching him all the time, so I became a Jimmy Johnson fan. Of course, what happens? Jimmy Johnson becomes a winner all the time, and so I got tired of watching him win all the time. Then I became a rowdy Kyle Busch fan, and I don't get tired of watching him win all the time because he does the whole bow, pretty much saying F you, so I find it entertaining. But I have a friend, Devlin Sherrod. I call him Teletubby. He's a really heavy-set black guy, and he's a Baltimore Ravens fan. And so anytime he wears his Baltimore Ravens jersey, I call him the Purple Teletubby. He hates it when I call him that. But anytime we comment back and forth on Facebook or anything about, hey, Teletubby, and he's like, you're Teletubby. But he used to come in when we have is like on the weekends. I worked at Brooklyn Pizzeria in Fayetteville in the Utah Shopping Center. He would come in and make fun of the NASCAR race being on the race on Sunday. So I'm like, left turn. And he had an opportunity to go with me. I went ahead and took him with me when the truck series came back to Rockingham, the Rock, right there, right outside Southern Pines, and he went with me. And he thought, hands down, that was one of the coolest things that he had ever got to do. No longer did I have to hear the left-hand joke. And as a matter of fact, that next season, he actually bought us all-star race tickets for the race at Charlotte for me and him to go to, and he became a NASCAR fan after that. Yeah, he used to make fun. All I would hear is left turn, because I was a comedian. He used to do it, trying to be funny. Now let's go with an up-and-coming. I'm going to have to go a little more easy on this one because I went outside the box with my Dale Sr., even though I feel very confident in the merchandising and the copyrights and everything that I would have gotten paid as an agency off the Dale Sr. stuff. I want to go ahead and feel very secure in my kids, and my kids' kids, and my kids' kids, or I guess that would be my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren in the future. A star an athlete that's still at the beginning of their career that I feel that I would make a lot of money off of. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'm going to take the easy one on that one.
Yeah.
What athlete that you got? I'm assuming the Patrick Mahomes would be an easy one for you as well. Try to think outside the box on a young athlete that you'd be willing to throw in there to secure your children, your grandchildren's future there.
With you taking Patrick Mahomes, as far as the NBA, without the Curry, he's in the LeBron James era, so I want to say that, NBA is kind of tricky. You can go with Cincinnati, Burrow, but he ain't really winning, but he does a good job losing. You understand what I'm saying? So he has a good game. He has a good game with him, but kind of hard as far as off the head. I would say step out of the box. I would say Judge from the Yankees. I think
there you go.
With Judge doing what he did last year for New York, and then actually signing back with New York and breaking Babe Ruth and all them records they got up there, that's been up there for a long time. I feel like he can still take it to another level. As far as what he got going on now. So I would say Judge out the Yankees.
Aaron Judge. Gotcha. I like that. I think any way we went, we would be sitting real good, and I think our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren and our great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren would be loving us right now if that was ever the case. Honestly, I think it would probably boil down to Jordan, Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, maybe Aaron Judge, and maybe one other person if we were just trying to think outside of the box, even with the Jeff Gordon and Dale Sr. and what they've done in their sport respectively, and Jeff Gordon still doing in the sport as a VP or president or whatever he is of Hendrick Motorsports. You're still sitting really good, and his part ownership of Hendrick Motorsports and the 48 team and everything he's got going on.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel